What everyone missed about OpenAI. Most people think they know the OpenAI story, a tech company, a chatbot, 1 billion users. But that's not the real story. The real story starts with fear. A small group of the most brilliant minds in technology sitting in a room together, genuinely scared about what was coming. Not scared of failure, scared of success. Scared that if the wrong people built the most powerful technology in human history, the consequences for everyone else could be catastrophic. So they built something different, something that was supposed to change how AI was developed forever. And then, somewhere along the way, it changed too. This is the story almost everyone missed. The fear that started everything. The year is 2015. Elon Musk, Sam Altman, Greg Brockman, Ilya Sutskever. They're not meeting to build a product. They're meeting because they share one specific concern. At the time, AI research was advancing faster than most people realized. And this group genuinely believed, that if the development of powerful AI happened without the right safeguards, the consequences could affect far more than just the tech industry. So they made a decision. They would build a different kind of AI organization. No shareholders demanding profits. No pressure to grow at any cost. A nonprofit. Dedicated to one thing, making sure artificial general intelligence, if it arrives, benefits humanity as a whole. Not just the people who built it. Everyone. They called it OpenAI. And in the beginning, they meant every word of it. When reality met the mission. For a few years, the vision held. OpenAI published its research openly, sharing breakthroughs with the entire scientific community instead of locking them away. Their goal wasn't market share, it wasn't revenue, it was one thing. Make sure the most powerful technology ever built develops in a way that's safe and broadly beneficial. But then they ran into a problem nobody fully anticipated. Building frontier AI is extraordinarily expensive, not millions. Billions every single year, and nonprofits don't raise billions easily. So in 2019, quietly without much public attention, OpenAI restructured. They created a for-profit arm, still technically governed by the nonprofit mission. Still with stated limits on investor returns, but for profit. And with that one structural change, the nature of the organization began to shift. The money changed everything. Once the investment started flowing, things moved fast. Microsoft committed $13 billion. Suddenly, OpenAI had a major partner with its own shareholders, its own competitive pressures, its own strategic interests. Then came November 2022. ChatGPT launched, 100 million users in 2 months. Overnight, OpenAI went from a research lab most people had never heard of to one of the most influential technology companies on the planet. And with that influence came something the founders never planned for. Pressure to ship faster, pressure to stay ahead, pressure to win a race that, in some ways, OpenAI was originally built to make sure nobody ran. Today, the company is valued at over $300 billion. It works with governments on AI policy. It shapes how regulators think about frontier AI development. Many of the decisions defining how the most powerful AI systems behave are made inside a small number of private organizations. And the question of how those organizations are held accountable is one that democratic institutions are still trying to figure out. The warning nobody heard. Here's the part that almost everyone missed. While the world was focused on the drama, the board firing Sam Altman, the chaos that followed, the lawsuits, something quieter was happening behind the scenes. Several of the researchers who helped build OpenAI's most important systems started leaving, and some of them were vocal about why. Ilya Sutskever, one of OpenAI's co-founders and its chief scientist for years, left in 2024. He didn't go to a competitor. He started a new company called Safe Superintelligence. The name alone says something about what he believed needed more attention. Other senior researchers and leaders departed around the same period. Some signed public letters raising concerns about the pace of AI development. Some wrote openly about the tension between moving fast and moving carefully. When the people closest to the most powerful AI systems in the world, the ones who understand them better than almost anyone, Step back and raise questions. That's worth paying attention to. Not as proof of wrongdoing, but as a signal that the questions being asked inside these organizations are serious ones. The question nobody is asking. Here's what I keep coming back to. OpenAI was founded because a group of brilliant people looked at the future and felt a genuine responsibility. A responsibility to make sure that, as AI became more powerful, it didn't become dangerous. That responsibility hasn't disappeared, but the environment around it has changed completely. The commercial pressures are real, the competitive pressures are real, and the technology being built, whatever you think of the people building it, is more powerful than anything humanity has created before. I'm not saying OpenAI has abandoned its mission. I'm not saying the people leading it have bad intentions. What I am saying is this: the story is far more complicated than a chatbot, far more complicated than evaluation. It's a story about what happens when ideals meet money, when mission meets pressure, when the organization built to make sure powerful AI developed carefully finds itself at the center of the fastest AI development in history. Whether that's an inevitable evolution or a genuine contradiction is a question history hasn't answered yet. But it's a question worth asking, because the decisions being made inside these organizations today won't just shape one company. They could shape the future of everyone. Most people know OpenAI as the company that made ChatGPT, and that's true. But it's also the company that started as a nonprofit, trying to ensure AI was safe for everyone, raised hundreds of billions in investment, saw some of its most important builders step away with serious questions, and now sits at the center of the most consequential technological race in human history. The most important question isn't whether AI will change the world. It already is. The most important question is who gets to decide how, because right now, that question is being answered, quietly, by a small number of people, in a small number of rooms, and most of us aren't part of that conversation. Yet, subscribe to MR Overthinker, because the biggest stories aren't always the loudest. Sometimes they're the ones hiding in plain sight, right in front of everyone, and somehow still missed.